recording. Okay.
When Jin was doing his Monday Paida with I guess it was, I forgot what meridian we were, but we were hitting our hip in the middle, and then our thigh, the outside of our thigh. I didn't write it all down and I kind of forgot. You start off with your hip. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So what's your, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the side of the hip.
Yeah, and then the next point is around this area.
Okay, the high thigh.
And then the middle of the thigh.
Middle.
And then the upper area.
Just above the knee.
Yeah, it's close to the knee area, but not on the knee area, but very close.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Close to here.
And then, did we do the underarm? Did you hit the underarm?
Oh, you mean the armpit?
Yeah, the armpit.
Yeah, armpit here, and then the here.
The armpit, and then, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Armpit, and then the side.
Yes.
Kind of by the ribs, the middle of the ribs, or the middle of.
Middle of the rib, yeah.
So that is the bladder meridian, right? Bladder and spleen, right?
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, the bladder, gallbladder, and the spleen. Yeah.
Gallbladder. Okay.
Yeah, and the spleen. These are the main ones.
Yeah, actually, when you hit the armpit area, you also hit the the area close to your chest. Yeah,
okay.
Actually, when you hit over there, you find any painful area, you got to keep on hitting over there.
Okay, so this helps with
which one? I mean the hip area to improve the liver and gallbladder system.
Oh, it helps the liver and gallbladder system.
Yeah. And also there is also an acupuncture point here for the heart meridian. It's also your heart, and also help the chest, yeah, especially for the ladies, the breast, okay, the breast problem.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that I'm not running to the bathroom in the middle of the night as often. So it's just like one time a night, not like 3. So that's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. Okay. I couldn't remember. I was doing it in I didn't write it down. I have to write everything down. So now it's my memory.
Yeah, we also share with you, there are 2 areas here. This is one area we got to go.
Oh yeah.
And also the inner part of your knee area. Yeah, also the upper, a little bit upper than the knee area.
Inner part of
These 2
knee.
areas also improve your digestive system.
So like the groin area, the Y of the groin area.
This area. Yeah, and then this area.
Okay. And you said to do it 100 times each one, about.
Yeah, minimum 100 times. The more benefit you get it.
Okay, but just as a morning routine.
You don't have to restrict on just in the morning. You can, in the morning and the afternoon, you can also do it again.
Okay.
And help your overall circulation and help different organs, function.
Okay. I also want to ask about, I listened to all these different interviews with people, like they have the Dr. Zelinsky's, the Z-Pack, and frontline doctors, and they all talk about different supplements that you can use to combat the new variants and to help you be more, to increase your immune system. But with Paida, you don't want to use any of those things, right? You want to just do it by doing the Paida. Is that correct? Or
Yeah.
should
I
we
think-
also supplement?
Yeah, in my opinion, because I don't understand, I don't know much about the nutrition supplements things, so I don't have many comments on that. But in my understanding, that your a very good circulation inside your body is a must, because this good circulation can really help your organs can work better. And when your organ can work better, then it can create enough protection for you. You can, it can help to defend your body from the outside, I mean, the virus and different kinds of bad impact.
The influence of the environment can
Yeah.
help by
Yeah.
just, so the main one would be your inner elbow, the heart meridian. Would that be the most important?
Yeah, that's the first one. Always the
Okay.
first.
Yeah, I've been
So-
doing,
If you are worried about the breathing, the air, the breathing system, you can also hit your lung area. These two sides, yeah, there is a key lung meridian point here on your chest. Yeah, this this area, these two areas, yeah, you can
so
hit
it's,
there more.
okay, so it's kind of by, just below your clavicle.
Yeah, yeah, it's very close to below here, and these two.
Okay,
Yeah. this
Yeah,
area,
I just want to add something, Joanne, to the
Yes.
question on supplements.
yes,
So what happens is, for example, the vitamin D. The way vitamin D is formed is your cholesterol interacts with the sunlight, and then it converts into some chemical which goes through some organs in the body, which convert it into vitamin D ultimately. So if your body is not, or some of the organs are not working properly, the vitamin D will not be formed, even if you sit for hours in the sunlight. So till
oh,
your body is strong enough using Paida Lajin, when it can create enough vitamin D or B12 for that matter, any other vitamin, you may have to supplement it with some kind of food that does contain that vitamin.
vitamin D, you can get it through food? I thought you can only get it through a supplement, besides the sun.
So the millet doctor, he says mushrooms. So if you take
Oh,
mushrooms, dry them in the sunlight,
Yes,
right? And they contain vitamin D3 or vitamin D in general. So you have to take these mushrooms, they could be any of these mushrooms, just dry them in the sunlight. When they dry out, you can just soak them again and just cook them and eat it the way you eat them.
so even the dried mushrooms, oftentimes I buy the shiitake dried mushrooms. And I remember reading long time ago that this man said, just put it out in the sun before you eat it. So
Right.
even if it's a dried mushroom, put it in the sun.
Could be, yeah. What Dr. Khadar, the millet man, he says, take the mushroom, put them in the sunlight, dry them, they absorb enough sunlight energy, then you eat them. That is,
So
Yeah.
that will get you your vitamin C naturally.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it's basically, so Paida is basically food and doing the Paida and not doing any of the supplements. I noticed I I work with Young, and we do a Zoom together. Thank you, Shri, for getting this together. And so we do it together. And I noticed, she noticed, and I noticed that sometimes we'll get that white powder. And I remember you saying that white powder is because we are not metabolizing those supplements and it's coming out in our skin. Is that correct?
It could be any medicine, any medication. It could be antibiotics. Yeah, it could be supplements, whatever. And they
So
stick
it's
in the
all
body. The body's removing them because body, if you take antibiotics, body does not necessarily remove all of it. It just stores it. And they remain in the body for a long time. So Paida is quite likely getting rid of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So anybody else has any comments? Do you have any comments?
Thank you.
Hi, it's Elizabeth.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yes,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, you're next. I don't have comments.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
I have to add one more point here.
Sure.
And I think we have another belief is that when your digestive system working very well, actually you can absorb everything from the foods, from the normal food, I mean, and then your body itself can create all necessary nutrition. I mean, everything inside your body also.
Exactly.
So that's very important to make sure that your digestive system can working very well. Yeah, in a daily level. Okay, that's my comments.
Yeah, little comment from me as well. It's most important how we absorb, less important what we take.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why absorption from one root, you eat some root, but you absorb it 99%. And you eat 1-2 kilograms and you absorb 1% of that. Then you lose a lot of energy to throw it out. That's why Paida Lajin is the best way.
Yeah.
So how do we know that we absorb it or we don't?
Okay, I can comment on that. I was gonna just continue.
We can change ourselves, not immediately, but day by day. You know, when you wake up, you feel, this area is little bit not in a good condition, head or shoulders or hips or whatever. I'm going there and doing Paida, and I'm doing Paida, and or I feel a little bit dizzy. I feel with less energy. Let's make myself with better energy. Doing Paida the heart, doing squatting, a little bit jumping, because through the movement we create energy as well. Through the sleeping, through the digestion, and that's the way to improve, to increase our energy in the body. Because there is a, Jin will say, in China there is a saying, this person, his energy is finished. That's mean the body is dead. That's why we have to increase as much as we can our energy. That's why, that's my comment.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
It clarifies a lot.
You have to, yeah. Working hard, that's the way. Relax, have a rest, and working again.
Yeah, but not too hard.
Not too hard.
Too hard. As much as you can, as much as you individual ability are.
Right. Okay, now Elizabeth. I think
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
so yes, hi. So very good discussion about how we can really build that into the body, what you guys started with, because the comment was like, you can have many nutrition, but if your body cannot turn it into good use, it's not gonna help your body. And the reason of my study is is because there is a digestive enzyme and there is a metabolic enzyme. So it's not just like, you know, like we need enzyme to digest, but we need metabolic enzyme to be built into the cells. And if we don't have enough metabolic enzymes, then we're stealing from, and why we don't have, because we're stealing from the metabolic enzyme and we uses it up for digestive enzyme because we don't have enough digestive enzyme at the first place. So we keep stealing, just like you're taking money out of the bank, you keep taking from the metabolic enzyme to digest the food, and then you end up with no metabolic enzyme to get through on the cells this nutrition and get it inside to the cells. So that's why, you know, we are short with metabolic enzyme. That means we cannot use it. Like the first thing what we were saying, you know, if it's not able to use, then it's not gonna be benefit the body because we are short with the metabolic enzymes. And this is a very big issue because, you know, the digestion takes up 80% of our energy just to digest the food. And we have left 20% for activity like this, just because we don't have at the first place enough digestive enzyme and we don't have metabolic enzyme second place enough. So how we make it sure we have it? When we keep stealing from the metabolic enzymes, and longest we live until we have enzyme, because once we have no active enzyme, that's when we die. So this is the death of not having, you know, enough enzyme, and we help our digestive system and also have the metabolic to build that into the cells and get it through the wall of the cells. So this is what we have to take care of. And how do you take care of it? We need prebiotic, and we need probiotic, and we need metabolic enzyme too. So these are all needs to be in place. And I understand with the circulation, you know, like what we're talking about, we can do a great deal to get this nutrients in place, because with the circulation, if it's good, we make all these nutrients to flow and get it to place. But still we need to digest it, we need to metabolize it. So these are, you know, like more complex just to understand why our body is not working well. And all this enzyme could be destroyed by bad food, bad environment, bad air, and all these things, you know, the environmental thing and what we eat is all affecting this enzyme, either to keep them alive or destroy them. So we need to be carefully look into it, you know, what we put in our body, in the mouth, and also the circulation is so important. What you guys talking about, because the circulation can wear off a lot of things just by get the fast circulation. You know, we can wear off a lot of bad virus, for example. And a study of the bats who they were spreading this virus, but it was given to them at the first place. Those bats are flies every night, what I didn't know, but now the research shows they fly 100 miles a night. Every night they fly 100 miles, very short time, like in 1 hour. And they never get sick from the virus itself because the circulation in their body, what we're talking about. So I thought that was very interesting, how important the circulation and Paida Lajin.
Okay, great. Thank you, Elizabeth. Anybody else has any comments or want to ask any other question?
Can I ask something?
Sure, Fawzia, go ahead.
I think I shared with the group when I joined that I've been doing I've been going to a chiropractor for my plantar fasciitis once a week or twice a week. So for the first time when I did Paida for 5 minutes, and then the next week I did, my pain is completely gone. Master Jin had suggested for me to Paida my ankle, and then once again, I think I was suggested just to do this for right now. I haven't even gotten into my ankle, and all of my pain is gone. I'm so beyond excited that I can't believe how amazing this Paida Lajin is. I've been doing Lajin for the past year, but I've been practicing Paida now. On top of that, my knee pain has just vanished. I had shared with the class 2 weeks ago that I didn't have Paida, but that's not true. I think I didn't press hard enough. So I've been doing Paida, and I get a lot of saw in my elbow again. So now my question is, do I keep Paida here before I move anywhere else until the saw goes away? Or do I move and do Paida on my foot? And I still have a lot of lower back issues. Do I start with the lower back, or do I just continue here?
So just to clarify, Fausia, the pain in your feet is gone, right? That's the main thing, right? And also in your knees, those are gone, but the back pain is still there.
And the back pain has been there for 30 years. I mean, it's just constant
Longer.
all the time.
But-
My knee pain was with me for years also. And when I start doing the Lajin, I don't know if my pain was disappeared because of the Lajin or because I did the V exercise. All of a sudden, the pain was gone, you know? When I share this with people, they think I'm a little bit hallucinating because how is this possible? So I challenge them. I welcome them. I have welcomed a few people to join the group because they're having issues, and hopefully they will join, and once when they're with our group and listens to you comment like the group, Master Chin, then they'll see how real this is, because it doesn't even seem it's possible. So
Right.
so do I Paida to ask my question?
Okay, so Jen, do you have any comments?
Okay. I think if you are sure that you have Paida the inner elbow enough, and then you can move on, because you are currently you are having a lower back pain, right? So I have also put a new post on the Facebook platform that with a lower back pain, you got to Paida, the back of your knees. Okay, you got to Paida very hard, very hard, and then make sure that the shark come out, and then after this 2 area, and then you will adjust to the pain area. Okay, so I'm not sure if the pain have very deep down, but at least you got to Paida on your pain area directly. And when you Paida the pain, the lower back pain, lower back area, you don't lie down on your bed. You just sit there and then bend your upper body down, and then make sure that this area can expose as much as possible, and then get somebody to help you to Paida on this area. Okay, so after you can get the shark out, I'm sure that you can feel immediately the result. Yeah, the pain will release a lot. So again, if the pain is very deep down, maybe you need to Paida more times. Not one off. Okay, maybe you got to Paida 2 or 3 times. Okay, so if even 2 or 3 times the pain is still there, let me know. I can help you give you another suggestion for that. But please finish this first, and then for the other suggestion is that after you Paida here, you got to Paida this area. Okay, and then the outer part of your arms also. Yes, step by step. What we call a carpet bombing. Okay, it's good for you because yeah.
Do I move from this step here after there's no more shot here?
Yeah.
But no one, if I Paida here like yesterday, I Paida here for 20 minutes. So I had some shock. So if the shock keeps coming every day, I Paida.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have. Okay, you don't have to.
The next area.
Yeah, just move on. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Yuri, go ahead.
Just a little experience we had yesterday. I did Paida Lajin on the legs of a friend, and he's expert. He measured the energy of the body, you know, with I don't know how you call it in English.
Pendulum? Pendulum?
Pendulum? Yeah. Okay. So after doing Paida Lajin, not too long, but in the right points, also pressing some points in like Tai Chong, no? On the feet, Su San Li, San Yin Jiao, special points. And he tested himself. His energy went up 4,000 or 5,000 Armstrong and 17,000. I've never seen my energy so far, never seen so high. And what also was good is also my energy increased of 2,000 Armstrong doing this. When I was doing this to him, you know, my energy grew up very much. So we benefited both. And it was somehow certified, you know. It was very nice, very interesting. And really, when you do Paida very well, it was very, very cold room. And I myself doing it, I got very warm myself. My hand was very warm. And then he was also very warm, and it was very good. So again, when you do it, you benefit also. That's my experience on it.
That is
Exactly.
Giving, receiving.
Yuri, you're right. You're helping other, you help yourself because you activate your meridians. You move your muscles and joints and bones and anything else, and you increase your warmth, you increase your energy. That's why it's benefit for anyone.
Yeah. So Yuri, this energy level that he measures, that is not simple heat. Is that a spiritual energy? What kind of energy is it that is measured?
No, it's not heat. He has a drawing. Maybe I downloaded from internet, but I don't think it's just you download and you do it. He did some courses. He studied this. I'm trying to find it. If I find it, I will share. It is many level, no? Many level. And with the pendulum, it tells you exactly the level of energy. Also, you can do on the food. Very interesting, you know. I brought the eggs of my chickens and my vegetables from my garden. He tested, was very high, you know. And instead, under 6,000 is called disease. And many food are under the disease level. Food that you buy in the supermarket are on the disease frequency. While, for example, food that you do your home, he told me, for example, the same kind of cake made by his girlfriend and bought in the shop. Made by the girlfriend was, I think, 13,000 Armstrong, and by the shop 4,000, way below the healthy level. So that's why when we eat something takes our energy very down. He also told me the wine was 0. Almost every wine is 0.
0. Wow.
It's impressed me because there are also good wines, but maybe because wine is so much sophisticated nowadays, and alcohol. Anyway, it was very interesting to measure before and after how both of us increased after Paida Lajin. And then I realized for myself, although for many people now, winter, we tend to be cold in the feet, in the legs, no? And this, maybe we don't care very much, but then the coldness reaches the kidneys doesn't help.
Right.
So even I don't know if you do this. I slapped the plant of the foot. You do this, Jean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I also massage the yonchuan in the middle of the foot.
Yeah.
It was extremely painful for him, and
Oh.
also the finger of the foot, the toes, and I mean everything was cold. At the end, the feet were warm. The knee, I beat the knee, were warm. Actually, I beat it. I'm asking you permission because I didn't want to stand up. He was laying on a bed, on massage bed, and I beat like this, the back of the knee, while he was laying down on the belly.
Yeah.
I found it was not bad. Is it okay to be
Yeah,
like this?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. When you help others, Paida, you always, let him lie down there, and then, because this area is quite exposure, right? So even though he lie down on the bed, it's okay, but not this area, but not this area.
Yes, yes, yes.
This area is okay. Yeah.
Because I found out that when you stand up, you always keep your muscle a little tight because you have to stand up, otherwise you fall. Instead, when you lay down, the hands can go very soft and very, I mean the hands, even the knees is soft. So somehow it's more effective. Anyway, at the end, his legs were warm, his energy was way up, and also mine. So everybody were happy.
That is such a good feedback, such a good information to learn that. And of course, you're right. The supermarket, most of the food, they are created for taste, not for health. So they'll keep adding ingredients, a lot of sugar and preservatives and this and that, just to make sure that it tastes good and you get addicted to it, that you'll go back and buy it again and again.
For example, you say that the flour, 00, you also have this way of naming the flour, 00, is the very, very, very thin. It's way beyond the healthy level.
Yeah.
It's the same frequency of cancer. The
Wow.
flour, the white flour, the one that is, we call, I don't know if you say also in America, is the thinnest, is the very, very thin, 00 we call.
Yeah.
And so also the way when the flour after 1 week that you ground it, it has lost its energy, Yes. Everything that lasts for a long time loses its energy. So it was a nice discussion.
Is that what he measures? He measures frequency?
I'm finding now the map and I will show you.
Sorry, what?
Well, so yes, Yuri is trying to find out somewhere the information on it, but frequency and energy are the same thing because each frequency has energy associated with it.
I see.
Yes, that's how energy works.
And what units does he measure the frequency in?
Well, I
share
the screen if I can, but I'm not an expert about this.
That's okay. I just wondered.
Just share
don't worry about it, Yuri. I just wondered.
Do you see?
Oh yeah.
Oh, angstroms. Okay.
And then the minimum level is 6,000 to live. It's not very high, but it is healthy. Salute is healthy, and way up.
Sherry, isn't angstrom a distance, a measurement, like unit?
It is. Yeah. It is normally
a wavelength or something.
Yeah, it's the wavelength of light, for example. Yeah, that's what the light, because the frequency is so high. So it's measured in the wavelength of angstroms. So like 4,000, 5,000 angstroms.
Okay. Yeah. And this is the pathological level, from 3,000 to 5,000, 6,000. And many food you buy says are on this frequency. And after the Paida Lajin, he went from 13,000 to 17,000.
Wow.
Big improvement.
Big, yeah. Okay, very good. So anybody else has any questions, comments, anything to share?
I would like to share a case, which is I got this case last week, and then he's my friend. He's my classmate in middle school, and he's in China now. 3 months ago, he told me that he got the medical report, show him got the CKD, which is a chronic kidney disease. So he's quite upset at that time because, you know, the index of the glomerular filtration rate, which is a CFR rate, is just 32. I think Alice is a specialized in this area, right? It's quite low in terms of the compared to the standard, because the standard index should be more than 80, but he just got 32. And another index is CCR, creatine clearance rate is just is about 199, and the normal range should be 62 and 115. So that means his index is too high. So these two indexes, what the doctor can identify, can tell him that to prove that he got the chronic kidney disease. And then he's worried about, and then okay, he talked to me, and then I said, I told him that because several months ago I have another friend who have help her relatives to Paida, and then help the patient for the kidney problem a lot, and then the index getting much better after he got the Paida. So I told my friend, my classmates, okay, you just Paida your body start from your arms and your legs. So yeah, he do it. He got a stepper, and then he Paida himself very hard. And he also showed me some video that he Paida his body, his legs and his arms. And after 3 months, so last week, he got the medical check again, and the index get very good improvement, which show that the GFR rate is coming back to 89. Yeah, the normal, the basic standard is more than 80, so he got 89. Okay, and another CCR is 86, which is in the range, the standard range. So that means from the Western medical standard, his so-called chronic kidney disease has been recovered, have been healed, right? But actually, when he saw the doctor for the first time, when he got the first medical report, the doctor had told him, okay, your problem cannot be healed. It cannot be reversed, okay? Yeah, I think this is based on their understanding. So that's why it caused my friends so much worry, because the doctor said, no medical for your problem, and then your problem you're getting worse and worse, and then after maybe 2 or 3 years, you got to be have a kidney failure. That's what the doctor told him before. Okay, so this time after he got the second report and the index so good, so he asked the doctor what happened. And the doctor said, okay, it might not be a chronic kidney disease. It might be just certainly a kidney disease. Yeah, that's what what the doctor said to him. What I mean is that I think many people have this kind of disease. They got the wrong treatment, and then if they take so much medicine and then they don't have a good health, then I'm sure that what the doctor have told him is, yeah, maybe after 2 or 3 years, many people go to the end, the result of the kidney failure. Okay, so yeah, that's why we said, okay, the Paida is so powerful. The Paida method is so powerful, I think, which can really help so much problem. Even this kind of problem is, people can still heal themselves. Because my friend didn't ask anybody to help. He didn't actually Paida his back because he cannot Paida his back. But he do some exercise every morning, and then he use his feet to Paida on the kidney area. That's it. And also he do some jogging in the early morning, and then of course he changed his resting style, because he used to sleep very late, and then he didn't sleep so late this time, and then he didn't eat too much, and he got a better diet for that also. So that's, I think it's a very important hint for us. Yeah, even this simple method can really help our health a lot.
Yeah, so Jen, that is such a good thing that you've shared. I think the most important message here is, if you go to a doctor and doctor tells you that you have a disease for which there is no cure, do not believe, do not listen to the doctor, because there is always a cure. You can always do it. And simple thing, just like Jen showed remotely somebody, and the man got healed. I mean, I've gone through it myself, and I'm sure there are many other examples, but I also see many people, I have relatives who are diabetic, who have been a diabetic long time, and under constant supervision, their doctor keeps telling them diabetes cannot be cured. And finally, they have lost an eye, and their foot, they cannot walk. And they lost an eye, they cannot walk, and now they are going into dialysis. I mean, it is ridiculous. And they think the doctor is helping them. That is the irony of the situation. They think, although it's happening the other way around, the medication is making them worse and worse and worse. Well, but this is how it is. Soon as you start believing, yes, I can cure myself, it will work. That is the starting point, right? So when Jin talked to his friend, the friend believed Jin. That is important thing. You'll find so many people will not believe. They say, no, doctor has told me I cannot be healed, I cannot be cured. That's the end of the story. But as soon as they believed, then they would work.
I have experience with that too, Shri, because I have diabetes and it was diagnosed years ago, and Alice helped me with, she taught me how to eat to cure the diabetes. And my last 2 A1Cs were non-diabetic. The doctor wrote to me and said, your A1C is in the non-diabetic range. And my diet is mostly carbohydrates. And every day I eat fruit and sweets. Yeah, so I'm really lucky. And I'm working on my blood pressure now, because I took for 10 or 11 years blood pressure medication. And then when I retired, I stopped taking it. And that's a funny story too, because my hair started to fall out. And it looked like, you know, when bald men comb over their hair, that's how my hair looked. And now it's grown back. It just started to grow back. First of all, it was all frizzy on my head. I thought, what's going on? And then it got longer and looked like hair again from stopping taking that medication. And now I'm working on getting my blood pressure so that I can eat salt and not have blood pressure spikes. But you're right, the doctors will tell you it's incurable. I remember when they told me I had diabetes, they treated it as though it was a death sentence. And I was just like, what? It's not. But it took me a long time to learn how to do it and to get to a place in my life where I could do it. But yeah, you're right, Jen, and I wish I had known about Paida then, because Paida's amazing.
Yeah. And Liz, thanks for sharing. And you will find that you will be able to get rid of your blood pressure problem. Yeah. It may take some time, depending on how deep it has gone in the body, but it will happen. Actually, if you look at it clearly and carefully, if you have a good lifestyle, independent of what the instrument measures, really you don't have a blood pressure problem. The body raises the blood pressure for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the body is trying to heal you, and that's why it's raising the blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a higher blood pressure, is not really a disease, it's just a symptom. And if you have a good lifestyle, that means that good lifestyle will keep reducing whatever the underlying cause is. And with doing Paida, that will take care of it. You don't need, you don't really need anything else, because your body, you're not sick. You're normal. This is normal behavior. There's a problem, body raises the blood pressure to take care of the problem. That's all it is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sherry?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I have a blood pressure problem, but mine is not due to diet. It's due to stress. If I am calm, my blood pressure has always been normal. But I have anxiety. But when I'm upset, just a couple of days ago, I just checked it. It was 180/115. So it just spikes until I calm down. But because it would go so high, it's been probably about a month that I had to go on blood pressure medication, but it's water pills. I'm hoping that it's temporary doing to Paida, but if I were to eat salty food and check my blood pressure right now, it's normal. But if I get into an argument, my blood pressure is it goes really high. I end up like heart, everything. So I had reached out just to see, there's no, if I'm experiencing high blood pressure, I think it was Liz who said that she is also, I came across something on the internet that you just get one lemon and juice it and put it in carbonated water and put your feet in warm water for 5 to 10 minutes, it drops at about 50 points. If I'm at 80, within 10 minutes, I could come down to 130, 140, and I try that all the time. So I don't know. And then I know that also the breathing, you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold it for 4 seconds, you exhale for 4 seconds just to calm the heart. But at that time, I'm just so upset that I cannot, I'm just putting in the water, just like still upset. And then I check my blood pressure, it goes higher because I'm anxious. So
I think your problem.
It's a vicious cycle. So when my blood pressure is high, is there a quick Paida to do something at that moment to bring it down or no?
Alice has a comment. Alice, go ahead. You were saying something.
Yeah, so I think your problem is kidneys, because you talked about having retaining water. Last time you said you were retaining fluid in your feet, right? Your feet would get swollen. And you also said that you have lower back problems, like chronic. So I think your problem is like your kidneys. You have to deal with
kidney stones in the past.
Yeah, but it's just your kidney function. Maybe it's your kidney function. You're not, that's where your issue is, right? So dealing with the Paida, like, not that you have chronic kidney disease, but I think if you follow Jin's recommendations of like doing more Paida with your kidneys in mind, I think that will help the blood pressure. I don't know what you can do in the moment when your blood pressure shoots up. I know Liz takes coconut water. She says the blood pressure comes down when she drinks a can of coconut water.
I
But
found over the long term, if I drank too much coconut water, it made my bad cholesterol increase.
Oh, okay.
So I've avoided that. Now I've replaced it with pomegranate juice.
And
And
it-
Fausia, I have a recording, a self-hypnosis recording called Relaxation. And if you Google online, you can download it. It costs about $20 US. And if you do it every day for 30 days, you can instantly relax. Relaxation is a practice, like building a muscle. So yeah,
I would definitely be interested in downloading that. Right now I'm doing havening, and I've also done hypnotherapy.
yeah, this will instantly relax you into a deep state of relaxation, but you have to practice. So it's hello, greetings, and welcome is what you need to Google. Good luck.
Yeah, so I want to add something to what everybody has said. Excellent suggestions and discussion. Well, so anytime you do a exercise, your blood pressure will go up. Anytime you do an exercise, your blood pressure will go up. Anytime you become angry, you get excited, blood pressure will go up. And that body does that deliberately. Your body is increasing the blood pressure for a reason. As long as it comes down to normal situation, your body is behaving normally. The important thing is you do not want to be angry. You do not want to be anxious. Right. So what just Liz said, there's one mechanism, and you do meditation as well. So there's another mechanism. So there's several mechanisms to control, but that's not a very good behavior anyway. Becoming angry or getting anxious, or any negative thought like jealousy or these kind of things, you don't want, because they will increase your blood pressure. So, but your body is behaving normally, because otherwise your blood pressure is normal. If I do the same thing, when I jog, when I do some other gym exercise, the blood pressure goes up, the heart rate goes up. You can monitor the heart rate. I mean, the machines tell you the heart rate. All those things will go up. That is natural. That's a natural behavior. So it's nothing unusual. You just want to make sure your behavior, I will call it a behavior is correct. That's all it is. I don't think you have a problem.
Yeah, I like to add something.
Can I have
Sure.
one comment quick?
oh, sorry, just a minute. I still think she has to work on her kidneys though, because she's having she gets palpitations too. And maybe her liver, anyway, I think she,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Of course, your blood pressure goes up and down all the time, but she's suffering, like it's a bit past the point of normal, right? Anyway,
Yes.
that's all I have to say. Yeah.
My heart does start beating, you know?
Yeah. So it's a bit, you're pushing yourself a bit too much, so.
Yeah.
Or your
Because of
body is.
back pain, because of back pain and other thing, she has to, take care of the kidneys. Yeah, absolutely. You're right, Alice. Yeah, Carmen, you were saying something.
Yes, something very important to summarize, because people with us, they have a good success. They have a very good clinical reports, but for scientists, for people who are not trying Paida Lajin, they are saying that's rubbish. That's why one of our tasks is to collect all clinical report. I don't know who is going to collect. And later we can issue the book from clinical Paida Lajin reports in English. Now I've been hearing for curing the diabetes, curing the chronic kidney disease, doesn't matter, and any other clinical report from us. You have to know, you write about this and send to whatever, to Alice, to Shri, to Jean, to whatever. But one of us should collect this. And in the time, we cannot expect, probably in the year, we'll have so many clinical reports, enough for first book. That will show the work, how the Paida Lajin work. And Paida Lajin is the short and real way to improve the condition. And we have an advantage. Why we have an advantage? Because scientists has developed a lot of different checking machine. And with those checking machine, that's how Paida Lajin to show how work Paida Lajin. Even anyone at home can measure his pulse. Is rhythmic in 1 or 2 minutes? And how many beats per minute? And when I'm doing Paida Lajin next days, can I check it? Can I check my blood sugar, how it is? Can I check my blood pressure, how it is? My temperature, for example, my weight, for example. And this is enough. At home, you can check your or emotional conditional, and that's right. In a year, what's happened with you? Yeah, that's ways as well, because that's concentrate you. You're not linking left and right. You concentrate. You're doing the job right, and then you see from some of the things you're hoping to be helping you, and some of the things you're doing for you. What's the benefit you have? That's my opinion. And the last things, very short, coconut oil. For the countries which is not warm, coconut oil absorbed in a temperature of 40 till 42 degrees. That's why people have a problem with the cholesterol. And that's very modern, everywhere, coconut oil or whatever. And coconut is for the countries where it's very hot, and they can actually that absorb. That's why the food from the area where you are, and much better if you can grow something yourself, even in your apartment in the top, you're doing something. Okay, that's from me.
Great, thank you, Carmen. I think you and Jen should put the book together, because you are the right, Jen. I think it's an excellent idea. Get maybe pull in Yuri as well, right? So
for sure.
I bring the vegetables.
Oh yeah, the squash. I have the same squash.
Can be clarified about the coconut oil, what he meant? Because I didn't understand what's the point of the coconut oil.
I will tell you very short again. Our body temperature is 36, 37. Coconut oil needs 40, 42 degrees to be absorbed. That's why it's not for the people who are not living in a hot countries.
You see, so Florida is okay?
Not so. Coconut in India, whatever, where it's very hot. In Africa.
We grow a lot of coconut here, Carmen, in Florida. We have so many coconut trees. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Maybe well, not in Bulgaria, but maybe for you, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Florida is okay. Yeah, but you're right. Because you see the coconut oil does not remain liquid. It needs a higher temperature to remain liquid.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's the indication. If it remains liquid, that's the country is okay to use it. And
That's
mine remains liquid, always is liquid, unless if I would put it in the fridge.
Yeah, like, I mean, we take the olive oil, it always remains liquid. I don't think it even condenses in the fridge,
No,
the olive oil.
the coconut oil in Florida is only solid when you go and buy it at the store, because the store is very cold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you
But if
have
you
it,
live, but if you live in air conditioning, so we don't live, Florida is not tropical. So if you have air conditioning, if you live in air conditioning half the time, I still would avoid coconut oil.
yeah, but I don't. I have my window open even now, and I
Okay.
don't.
But just be aware, you're not in a tropical climate, that's all. Maybe it would work there. I don't think it's warm enough personally to do it all the time, like to have it as your main oil every day, you know?
Well, I think in Chinese medical theory is that you can always take more local foods, local produced food. But well, because I think even coconut itself, when it produced in different area, it should be some more or less difference. So yeah, maybe you stay in Florida and then you can have the local Florida coconut things. But again, this is just a supplement. It's not should be your main food. Yeah, we always need to be have a very good structure about your food structure, in my opinion.
Exactly.
And, another suggestion for Forthia is that when you talk about hyperpressure, you can always hit this area. Okay, because you know your emotion is always supporting energy. Okay, so when you have angry, when you're happy, when you have a big emotion change, and then it always supported by some energy. Okay, but that's why maybe the if you angry too much, if you hurt your liver, because it absorbs too much liver energy. Maybe you are too happy, it also absorbs too much your heart energy in Chinese medical theory. And again, because each organ inside your body support and control each other, that's why they can keep balance. But what we are talking about before is that because your heart is the king, right? It's your emperor to manage all the organs. That's why you can always start with this area and let your emperor work, and then he can control well. And again, because Alice also mentioned about your kidneys problem. I agree with that, because if your kidney cannot work very well, it cannot balance your heart energy, because kidney is water and the heart is the fire. You know what's the relationship with each other, right? The water need to control the fire. So if your water cannot generate enough so that it cannot control the fire, and then that's why you need to work on your kidney meridian, and also the bladder meridian also, because the bladder also somehow belong to the water system. And that's my
You have
suggestion.
to work on your kidney meridian, and what else? I missed it.
Bladder.
Bladder.
I know with Paida Lajin, when the leg is up, the first leg, if you tilt it a little bit inward, it's working on your bladder and your kidney, correct?
Yeah. Bladder along this, the back of your leg, and the inner leg.
And also when I was doing my legend initially, that part of my knee was killing me. It was hurting because I've been doing it for about a year. And now I have it against the wall, it's flat and there's no pain. But I do it for about half an hour on each leg, or 35 minutes, then the leg gets numb, you know? But at the beginning, I couldn't even do it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think after you're doing so long time lodging, maybe the circulation here is getting better. But again, maybe your lower back area is still very stuck. This area. That's why you need to start on this area also.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for your suggestions. I
have
greatly
a-
appreciate
Thank
I have a
you,
question.
thank you.
Can
I have
I,
a question for
A
Alice.
quick one. I mean, we have exceeded our time, but yeah, Liz, very quick one.
Okay, it's real quick. Alice, what was the name of the macrobiotic doctor and his book? I lost it.
Denny Waxman. And what's his book called? His Guide to Longevity.
the ultimate guide to longevity?
Thanks, yeah.
Ultimate Guide to Longevity. Okay, thank you.
Well, great. Thank you, everybody.
Mike, quick question, please. What
Oh, okay.
meridian is here?
This way,
Here.
Yeah.
small intestine.
Is that intestine?
Small
From the
intestine.
elbow to the little finger?
Yeah, small intestine.
Thank you.
Small intestine, yeah. Okay, very good, great. Thank you. Very good discussion today. And we will have a practice session with Yuri leading us tomorrow. So hope everybody can make it, and perhaps you can bring more people. And Yuri normally ends with a small meditation, which of course gives a very peaceful, tranquil mindset before we finish the session. So see everybody tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.